12 o'clock. Welcome, Cancer. So, the sun has moved into Pisces, and Pisces is connected with the moon. So very interesting, right? When we have the sun that is giving light to the moon, now the ego is in the deep subconscious. So we go deep down into our subconscious and might find a few things that are maybe emotionally also on these 2 days where the moon is in Pisces, is in Cancer, in your sign, right? So we might find interesting things to look at, because the moon is always a planet that we would never see if there wouldn't be a sun. So there is, like the black and the white, a contrast happening, and in that contrast we can read, we can see a story, right? If we only have black, we don't see anything. If we only have white, we don't see anything either. So these two, again, this is the Hermetic Tarot and the Golden Dawn Brotherhood. We had Mr. White and Mr. Crawley coming out of a brotherhood, right? So remember, men who are interested in knowledge almost search for higher consciousness, but they also need to accept that the female that they're a little afraid of, right? Because the female is the black and the male is the white. That the female is giving contrast to the male and the male is giving contrast to the female. And here we have three, these are all men creating these cards, right? And then here I have a woman creating the cards. So it's very interesting when we look at when a woman does this. But the origin of the story was always that the male is creating a spiritual existence or cult or religion, right? And so the Kabbalistic tree of life is something saying, hey, the sun, the light is shining a light onto the dark, right? The moon, only we can see when the sun is shining onto it. So now today we have the sun in Pisces, in the moon, right? Giving a light to a planet that we usually never see. So here we have Pisces. Then we have a few other cards, right? I did the moon, Pisces again with the two palms, almost like this is the sign of Pisces, which you can see here. And again, the two towers, right? With the two towers of consciousness that we want to go beyond. So it's always like here, these are the two towers, but also the sign that we want to go beyond. Then I did it like this, different variations, right? I was playing, then I added the downward and the upward facing dog, because we have the wolf and the dog evolving, right? With the Cancer coming out here, with the crab. So here again we see an evolution coming out. And then I did another two where I added that the days are getting more and more. We're coming now to the longest, to the day and equal night kind of scenario, and they're looking out into the universe, right? The evolution wants to look out beyond the towers. We want to see what's out there, right? Evolution is making us do that. And the jumping fish as that centrum, as that central understanding of higher consciousness, right? We are searching for a new awareness, a new understanding out there. We want to go beyond the towers. It's somehow part of our DNA to say we evolve, right? Out of nothing, something happened. When the meteorites are colliding and it created the Earth. Now you, Cancer, are, of course, again here, the Hermetic Tarot Mr. Wade, and here the Aleister Crowley card. Again, we can see the Chariot moving out of the city, getting out with the black and the white. Again, the story of black and white. The longest day, right? Cancer is that month where we have that beautiful summer, where she's flying, we're outdoor, we love it. We're again going into the light, we're going again into a spaciousness, right? Because we're coming out of the dark, out of the darkness. So here again, this is your card. Then I did here these cards, right? I have a few other ones, but I want you to see that this is coming down the longest day, the arrow coming down, right? And here we have, of course, the star, the seventh star. Here I used Manhattan, the city, getting out of the city. I'm not finished here yet with the bottom. So again, the mysticism in these cards are very strong of giving us always these movements, right? Everything is spinning, the sun is spinning, the sun is the one that is the center of our galaxy. And then here I made the star above, right? Here's the star literally behind the city. And then the wings carry. I want to add here the wings behind, underneath. So we're standing on these wings, and these two wings have to come into the center for us to carry like a bird forward. If your birthday is between the 10th of June to the 12th of July, you are the Queen of Cups, right? So this is shorter. We are dividing the year through 16 court cards, not including the pages. So here you are again, the Queen of the evolution of these three men, right, which are very influenced all the other cards. And then we have here the Venus von Willendorf, because she was found 25,000 years ago. Old kind of Stone Age fertility goddess, right? The mother of mothers. Very, very powerful energy when we look at this picture, right? That's what you are. You are this fertility goddess, you are this healer, you are this beautiful energy, this woman that gives us the family, that gives us compassion, that gives us sensibility. And you are here for us, the healing, right? You bring healing. Okay. On your day, right, the moon is ruling you, so the moon right now is in your sign. You are connecting us to our feelings. On your days, it's more humid, could also rain. On your days, we have want to eat more carbohydrates, and you are connected to the nervous system. And then, of course, you are the chest, right? Again, when we look at Cancer here, he included the ribs protecting the chest like a fence, and chet is the Hebrew word for this card, fence. You protect it, right? And you will also give us the feeling that we are protected. You're protecting the heart, you're protecting the chest, you're protecting those feelings. The first card that comes out is that something is breaking apart, but it's with love. It's with everything that comes from above, is from a higher understanding falling apart. The Tower is the second stage to the World card, the card number 21. The Tower is card number 16. 1 and 6 is 7. You're the card number 7, right? So this is somehow also called an orgasm. And in this orgasm, or in this state of liberation, freedom, because you also have 1, 2, 3, 4 butterflies. And 4 is stability, 4 is structure, 4 is saying these structures need to go and transform itself. Now here the 2 nuts are the 2 people that usually fall off, and look at the little squirrel looking up at this moment of enlightening, shifting and changing perception. Very beautiful, right? I really love how she made this card more a natural thing instead of the tower where structures are coming down. She added the butterflies as those 4 elements, those 4 points that a building is made of. A building is always square. A building is always saying, I'm here and I'm stuck, and it's saying no. It's only love can break apart the tower. The tower is a very powerful energy, and it's coming to you saying a shift, a change is necessary in the way you see things. And the way you see things, it's like you see how the squirrel is looking up, and you see how it's literally like stretching up his head to see, right? It's very beautiful how the contrast to this old picture of Venus von Willendorf, she's looking down. And it's saying here, when you study the Venus von Willendorf was found somewhere near in Austria, that they didn't have mirrors, and so this piece of art is showing her looking down. So it's the only way that women could see themselves. Of course, there are rivers or lakes where you could see yourself, right? But you don't have them always around you. So the only way to perceive yourself is by looking down. She's looking at herself from this perspective. She doesn't have a mirror. So here she's looking down, and here she's looking up, or this little squirrel is looking up. It's almost like something is saying, start looking up, because when you look up, you start realizing something wants to come to you. And something is saying, yes, look up, because that's where the action is. The 9 of Wands is Moon in Sagittarius. And Moon in Sagittarius is action, is against all odds seeing this light. And it's leading you to the 4 of Wands, a new way of creating a stability. You see, the 4 are a tent. It's not anymore a structure like the usual tower says, all right? So now you have 2 times action-oriented cards. Fire. Fire is coming down saying, break it apart, look up, and create something new. Create a new endeavor that is not blocking you from the typical point of view of this is the marriage card. Why? Because in the Hebrew tradition they have 4 wands, and they put a sheet on top like a roof over their head, and it's like a tent. And so you're not needing any foundation, any fixed foundation anymore. You need to be like a tent, like a nomad. You need to come to a new understanding of celebrating your life in this beautiful picture that we can see here, right? So that's what it's saying. It's saying, the tower is saying, have a new outlook on what stability means for you. and the work, the intense work that you've been putting into that, right? The 9 is a completion. 9 is always completing an understanding of a cycle in action, in doing. And then you come down to 4 and you celebrate because you have understood that you don't want to be fixed, like the 4 of butterflies, right? The 4 of the tower. You don't want to be fixed anymore. And 16 is 1, the magician, and 6, the lovers. So I almost see there is a new consciousness wanting to come to your relationships. 5 of Swords is Venus in Aquarius, and you feel defeated, right? You feel a little bit in trouble. You feel like a failure. And you feel poor in thinking. And it's almost like this one raven is literally speaking to you, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 ravens up here in the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see that? They're flying. These 4, this transformation is also within this happiness, also giving you like an understanding how blocked you were in the way you were thinking, right? In the way you were defeating yourself, in the way you were not seeing certain things. And it's normal, because when we shift our awareness, we start realizing, oh my, right? My life is really was, or right? It's still, there's still things lingering around that you want to free. The 5 of Swords, right? Venus in Aquarius is you, in a way, Venus, right? With this fertility goddess. Oops. Upside down. Look at that. And usually the page. This flying in love, falling in love is like you're literally, it's something is coming down. It's a water sign, so it's connected to you, right? So there is something saying, okay, it's coming down. And I'm going to read you what this card says when it's upside down, because it's different. When it's upside down, missing the signs, being overly sensitive, displaying childish emotions, blocked creativity, missing the signs. Also being sensitive, right? Right, so because here you are understanding something also in this letting go of this stability, the hard work that you put in. And the understanding of the 4 is Venus in Aries. So Venus in Aries and Venus in Aquarius. It's very interesting. It's almost like it's not connecting. Aries is action. Aries is wanting to go and have fun. But here something is saying, no, Venus, in this relationship, you don't want that to happen. And so that's why you also it's coming down. Something is shifting your perspective, making you see things opposite. Both Venus, right? Venus connection. And here you are off. Here you are off. something off. And you realize this in the shift. Right, so I pick them up. I don't know how I pick them up. I pick them up, and of course now they're also reverse. Wow. So it's a Capricorn and an Aquarius. Very interesting here. This is Aquarius, right? Venus in Aquarius. Capricorn. So already you started feeling this in December and now in February, right? Something is happening here. These are three court cards. So this is you. This is a Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords. This is a Capricorn and this is Aquarius. So something needs to leave, something needs to go, because, right, you already know this here, this is the connection. And there, this understanding of a new way of living, of a new way of leaving the typical, right, tower, the fixed energies that rule our lives. Just observe, why are they all upside down? So this one came single, and I keep that single because these three seem like wanting to say, and I'm going to read you also the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords. And this is, of course, the financial situation, the structures, this wants to leave, this wants to stop. Oof. Okay. Yeah, in December, you felt that you had to push yourself through things, right? See, 4, 5. That this was intense for you. This is intense for you because you start realizing something is not flowing in your life. Something is not connected in your life, right? So even though this is a fertility ritual, right? The devil, the Greek god Pan, this connection to an attachment, to a material attachment, but also to a person, because now you got this person coming twice, once reverse and once upright. So the person itself is leaving you, but as the energy of being attached to materialism is still calling, right? It's calling you, it's pulling you. Queen of Pentacles reverse. Financial stress, being self-absorbed, smoothing others, helicopter parenting, overindulgence, work-home imbalances, materialism. You can pick. And the King of Swords, reverse, manipulation and conceit, showing off your intelligence, can indicate a rigidness in thinking, tendencies to over-control, irrationality, being cold and calculating. So connected with this card, manipulation and conceit, right? And it's saying, or also controlling, or also being a rigidness in thinking, or a tendency to wanting to control because there's this other person that you want to control, right? You see that? Now, with these two, also an attachment, right? The attachment of course, financial stress, which a lot of people have right now. Self-absorbed, because that's what the ego wants, right? Being self-absorbed. Overindulging. Maybe also work-home imbalance, because a lot of people working from home right now. And the material side, right? Imbalance in the material, because it's like we're attached to some of these things, right? And so here you are, because they came together, you are trying as much as possible to climb up again. You're attached to being the best. You're attached of climbing up the ladder and being the first one up with the light, because this is Saturn in Leo. Saturn is discipline. Saturn is structure. Saturn is time and space. And Leo is creativity and passion and wanting to create something. And so you go, no matter what, go up there. You're attached to that. So I have 9 cards here. Let's see what's at the bottom. Oh, look at this. So it's a lot of action. So the 10, meaning a new beginning in how you work. So maybe you do too much, right? The Tower came. You do too much in also giving love, right? Showing others how much you care, and that's how you get validation. And then you realize you're doing already here too much, 9, and you go to the 10. But you also enjoy doing that. You think you, through that, can, have a good time with people. But it's also giving you a headache. And making these 3 people go upside down. Could be people in your life, but also could be you are realizing, right? You giving too much love, giving too much of values into the material, and also being overly with the thinking, with the being of this king, right? The king is always a person that's quite established. Okay, let's see what these 3 people, 5 of air. I mean, you cannot make these things up, right? It's like crazy. 5 of swords, 5 of swords. Yeah, so there is an imbalance in the way you think about this world. I'm going to put it next to it. There's an imbalance. And now there's 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 3 people, right? A Capricorn, an Aries, an Aquarius, and you, Pisces, Cancer. The 5 of air, right? That you feel that something is, and the 5 of wands, you feel there's something like, yeah, defeated. There's something is defeated, something is struggling, you're struggling. You're struggling with a Capricorn. Scorpio, King, reversed, 7, Hanged Man reversed, and 6 of Air reversed. Okay, so yeah, you really want to arrive at a higher level of you, because you are the Queen of Cups and here's the King of Cups. You want to evolve, you want to go to the next level, but something is blocking you, something is holding you. And even this, the 7 of Wands reverse, this is pushing again. It's a wand, so you trying so hard. 7 of Wands is Mars in here. You try very hard, and it's making this upside down and making this upside down. So the fact that you want to arrive and want to love yourself even more deeper, or you want to love someone else, but it's pushing people away. It's making them like go upside down. You see? These are all upside down. And this is again Aquarius, right? 6 is Mercury in Aquarius. There's a communication going on. It's not happening. And when it's upside down, the Hanged Man, usually the Hanged Man is hanging down, right? And you're almost there in enlightenment. You're not. Something is really blocking you. You want too much something to happen. And you need to let go. Let go so that you can really let go. It's an oxymoron kind of. Let go so that you can really let go and open yourself up to a higher consciousness. Something is really not flowing. Aha, look at that. 5. Now we get why. There is a spiritual connection happening to the Hierophant. There is an enlightenment wanting to come, but you're resisting it. You don't want. Maybe there's this that you want to arrive at yourself, right? Because you are already the Queen. You want to also be the King. Maybe that's blocking all of it. Allow yourself to just be. And you have this attachment to, again, this is the number 15, 1 and 5, right? 5. And you have twice the 5. 5 of Swords twice. So there is something deeply working within you, and it's only through this deep work, because 5 is Gebura, is giving you strength. We only gain strength when we overcome difficulties. When we overcome difficulties, then we can even overcome the devil. 1 and 5. 5. You see? So it's always the church, this organized religion, that created even here the devil. The devil doesn't really exist. The devil is Greek god Pan, right? And the Greek god Pan was attached to climbing up the ladder. But you cannot climb up the ladder, because when you climb up the ladder, you start realizing up here something. And looking up to this tower, that with love something is falling apart and is breaking even these structures, the religious structures. It's an intense message, even for me, right? I'm seeing so much, and to really say it the right way, right? It's not easy. Also the inversion here. These 3 inversions and these 3 inversions. Something you blocking this, pushing more for an enlightenment, more being with the love, pushing, but you gotta come down, right? When you went all the way up, you come back down again. Oof. Intense. Something is definitely wanting to leave you. For what? The High Priestess. The High Priest. It's not the Hierophant, it's the High Priest. So a spiritual shift is happening here. Big spiritual shift is happening in your life right now, my dear Cancer. All right, let's leave it there. Look at it. Take a card. Meditate on it. You have 1 month to get through this. And then we have a new reading, right? I do only when the moon is in your sign, the reading. I don't do all these readings for what? For like to overload you every week with what? Right? Every month you have this unique combination. So just remember, this combination exists only once a year. So take one card, meditate on it, right? And see, what do you want to change, or what do you want to add? What do you want to grow into? And in the end, you will be coming out stronger always when you overcome, right, the defeat of failure. Sometimes we have to fail to understand that it's okay to fail, right? It's okay to not be on top of it. Good. Oof. Intense, but good. You grow, you're learning. Don't give everything, right? Remember, love yourself. Now add the masculine part to it, but don't push it, don't force it. Allow to let go so that you can let go. Allow to let go so that you can let go. This will be the sentence for your reading. Thank you for watching. Namaste.